Alrighty. Chaim. Oh, coffee to wake you up. Chaim. Welcome to Tanya today. I'm Rabbi Ronnie Fine, coming to you from Chabad Zurich and Kadesh in Montreal, Canada. It's a privilege and a pleasure to share with you the Tanya. We welcome Elise in West Virginia. Boker Tov and Shavua Tov. Michael in Germany. Good afternoon. You should feel better. Carlos is with us in Costa Rica. Good Chodesh, Liba and Davida in New York. Good Morgan. Good Tvach. June is with us all the way in Australia. Patricia is in the UK. All right. Very good. Diane is in Arizona. Julia is in Pennsylvania. Who else? Joseph is in Jersey. We've got Michael, Alanya, Yohakim. All right. And Kahana. Andrew in New Jersey. We have Gideon. We have Yentitela Benta. Beautiful. Okay. Ethan in Turkey. John in North Carolina. We learned today chapter 5, which will be the conclusion of the description of the godly soul and its functioning. And in chapter 6, we go into the human/animal soul to get an understanding of it. We concluded chapter 4 saying that through Torah study, we grasp God, that he took his infinite wisdom, compressed it into a finite entity called the Torah that's enclosed in the material things of this world. And by understanding it, we know the will and wisdom of God, and we're attached to it. We're embracing God. God's embracing us. Now, to further explain and elucidate the expression of tfisa, which means to grasp, as we say, as Elijah says, that no thought can grasp you, God. Right? We can't, except for the fact that God put himself into Torah mitzvahs and therefore gave us a capability that we can grasp him. Right? In other words, on our own, trying to see God in the world through, whether it's through science or whether it's through meditation of the world around us and try to grasp God, we're not going to get it. But through Torah study, we can. So let's understand this further. How do we understand this? The Alter Rebbe says that when a person studies Torah, and he gives an example, let's say a particular law of the Mishnah or the Gemara, right? That law is the wisdom of God and the will of God, simply, right? As we said previously. So if it arose in God's will, for example, that if Reuven would claim such and such against Shimon, right? And Shimon would, make his claim as such that and this. And the verdict between them would be whatever the verdict is, right? Even if this would never come to pass, this litigation, right? Not the arguments, not the claims, it would never come to pass. But yet it's part of the Torah. It's part of the teachings of God. What does that mean? Well, it means it's His will. It's His wisdom. Right? And because now you studied in Torah, what are you attached to? What are you embracing and being embraced is the will and wisdom of God. Now, if you would come to the same verdict through common law, right? Or any other non-Jewish form of law, civil law, common law, whatever, you would come to the same verdict, right? Because there can be similarities, obviously, in the laws of torts and damages. That would be based on human knowledge, not divine wisdom. And therefore, you wouldn't attach yourself to God, even though maybe your conclusion is going to be the same. So you might conduct yourself similarly, or maybe the exact same. Irrelevant. That's not the point here. The point here is that when you study this law in Torah, and even again, if it would never even come to pass, it is still divine wisdom and divine will of God. Right? And what's happening when you're doing this? You actually are united and one with God as a result. And there's no greater unity that can be had than through the study of Torah with God. There's no greater unity in the universe. Now, what's actually happening is that when you using your mind and you're comprehending, you're now encompassing the will and wisdom of God in your mind. You're grasping it. You're getting it. It's a part of you. And therefore, you become united with God as a result. Furthermore, the wisdom and the will of God is encompassing your mind at the same time. So, I'm encompassing the cup, the mug here. When I get it, it's mine. I got it. You get this in your head, and you get the mug, or the verdict in Jewish law, or the argument back and forth in the verdict. You get it. You're grasping that idea, that wisdom, that will of God, right? It's called grasping, apprehending. At the same time, the idea is grasping you. In other words, this is the idea, and this is me. I'm in it. It's in me. I'm in it. Right? I'm grasped by it, and it grasps me, the will and wisdom of God. And hence, there's nothing like that.